So we had a meeting on Saturday with the outreach team, and I ran into a problem. Of course, there's always got to be a problem, right? When you're dealing with technology. Okay, so the problem is that MailChimp, which is the template creator for our social media outreach, is asking for a two-factor authorization, even though I disabled it. But unfortunately, you have to disable it on each device that you use. So if somebody else logs in using my credentials, it won't work because it's going to ask you for an MSX or an MSS text verification or email verification. So the only way to get around that is I have to buy seats, which means I could have like 3 people that would become like admins on the site so that you could just log in and then you could disable the two-factor, or you could keep it, however, but you'd have to get a text message on your phone in order to get on there. I don't know why they do it. You know, it seems like to me if I disable it from the main settings, it should just be disabled all the way, but it's not. So they did something in their system that I know they're trying to be encrypted and safe and everything, but and I understand that. And ideally, you don't want people logging in under your own credentials. But I said for this particular application, it's just for Jesus Connect. It's nothing there that's private or anything. I wasn't worried about it. So that put a little snag or crimp in my plan because the reason that we were going to use MailChimp is because it allows us it allows me to put my social media. See, I don't even know how that would work. Even if I give you guys access, I'm going to have to think on this because the whole idea of using MailChimp was so that you could send these reminders to my social media for me and help me with that. And ideally that was fine, except because you wouldn't have to actually have my login information because it's already configured into my account. But if you can't get into my account anyway, because of the two-factor authorization that keeps popping up, it's disabled on my end, but it's not disabled on Avery's end. She can't get in to do any work because it's asking her to verify. Now, the only way, truthfully, I have to think this through because I'm not really sure, even if you have access to create templates, what good is it going to be if you have to end up getting my login information for all my social media accounts? It's just silly. So I'm going to try to find another platform maybe that doesn't require because if it didn't require two-factor authorization, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You would be logging in there under my name and password, which I don't care, like I said, because there's nothing private. You could go in there and start working, but it's blocking that. And I understand, like I said, it's a safety thing. But so anyway, I'm going to look for some other template that maybe does the same thing MailChimp does, but without the two-factor. And if that can find that, then maybe we can try that. Otherwise, I got to figure out another way to work this out for the team to be able to do social media posting. Um, I'm really, like I said, this is throwing me for a bit of a loop. It's just a little thing, but it's these little things that tend to become big problems unless you know how to get around a two-factor authorization. And I don't know how to do that because on MailChimp, it's just simply from device to device. If it detects that there's a login under a different device than mine, it's going to automatically ask you for the two-factor, which means either an email. Now I could give you my email, and you could just pop in there and get the code. But I really don't want to give people my email information. That's my private email. If I create a business email, I could do that, and I could just change the email on the account to an account that I don't care about, and just let you guys get in there and do it that way. That might be the only way that we could actually use it, is through email verifications. Am I making any sense at all, or am I just rambling? Because unless you understand like websites and two-factor authorizations and all that kind of stuff, this won't make any sense to you.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense to, I'm sure, most of you, because most of you here are tech savvy enough to understand what I'm saying. So what I might do is just create um, a Gmail account or a Yahoo account or something like that, and just let you guys have the access to it. It'll just be an email just for Jesus Connect, and just for the outreach team. And then you could get in there, and because what it's going to do is once you log in from your device, it's going to send you an email to that email source, and you're just going to get the code, and you're going to pop it in there real quick, and then you should be able to access all the features of my MailChimp site. I just figured this out on the fly. That's good. Well, I think we'll try that. All right. Anyway, I'll get back to you guys that are on the outreach team. So that'll probably be in a couple days. Now I know Avery, she's ready to go. She wants to make some posters and do some outreach. So probably I'll get with her, and then slowly get back to, I think there's two or three other people that are helping us with this. So that will be good if we can get this figured out, because MailChimp is awesome because it allows me, like I said, it allows you to create a template with buttons that are clickable. So if you're doing like you're sending something to my Facebook, which you have a number of people on there that know me and that know what I'm doing, and so it's a way to remind them of our events and stuff. If you do that, you can give them a button that can click, and they can join Discord right from that advertisement. With MailChimp,
Wow.
you can create buttons that are clickable. So you can also get an email, subscribe. They can subscribe, and we can get their emails, and then we can do follow up with people as well. It's a whole system. It's what businesses use to grow and such. So it's kind of like we're using it, but we're using it for God instead of a business. So that's basically what this is. And so Mailchimp is, they've been around a while now. They're running like big ads on and commercials on TV and stuff, and so they've really created a good product, and I like it. And then so I think we can use the email verification. The only thing that was throwing me off was if you won't be able to use your phone to. I mean, you can use your phone because it allows you to. It's just browser based, so you can use your phone on a mobile to create templates. Now you might be a little limited, so you might want to use your desktop, like I said before. However, you should be able to get an email on anything. So your phone or whatever. Just so you'll get an email text from me on that pretty soon. So that's that information. And why are we doing it? Because we want to increase our traffic to our events. We want to get more people coming to things. And if I have people helping me do that, it means I'm going to have more time to do other things like prepare messages and do direct messaging. I have a lot of people I'm trying to reach out to, and I haven't even got to hardly a lot of them. So that's going to free me up, and it's going to be good. All right, the other thing that I was thinking about today is, again, I'm always thinking about live chat because that's what we're all about. Our live chat is still alive. It's still going. We just I'm working on getting some polls together, and uh, maybe some contests again that we can do that would generate chat. We can generate chat whenever we want. It's just a matter of doing it, and it's a matter of getting that going. So, and then of course we're working on other things to try to generate chat. All right, that was that. The other thing is on the classes that we've been talking about, we're finally going to be launching that in March. We're going to start out with a couple classes. What is Discord? How do you use it? I think that would be a great class. So I might ask, Game Warrior and Tentia to help me with that. And maybe, I don't know, we'll figure it out. I haven't totally figured out how to use this other site yet. We're working on my YouTube. My YouTube is really screwed up. Um, so I figured out a way to fix that where we can kind of, have something that is less screwed up. So about the only thing I could say about YouTube is I don't like it. But it's a necessary evil because a lot of my classes and things like that are going to be using YouTube, but not necessarily. Sometimes you can just make a video. You don't have to send it to YouTube. You can just upload it to a course template because the website that we're using is um, basically it's free, and I like free. Anything free to me is good, but it's got to be good as well. And it is actually a very good site. You can create it's called a curriculum template. So you can actually create a classroom, a digital classroom. And you could even do grading if you wanted to. I mean, you could take it to all these ridiculous levels. But and basically what it is, it's just a format that you plug in what you want. If you want to create a video teaching and maybe you just want to borrow somebody else that's not illegal as long as it's a legal free source video, you could just plug it in and you could share that or whatever. Or you could just do text. You could just write out a course and or whatever. You could screen share a whiteboard and do, you see what I mean? It's a classroom. You can do whatever you want with this template. And so we're going to be making these classes now. A couple of them, like the one, the one we're going to do about Jesus Connect, just sharing a little bit about it. That one there, it was probably just be maybe some text. Um, we might do like you ever seen those things like they call it like a Wikipedia or like a FAQ thing where you just answer a bunch of questions that somebody might generally have, and then if they have more they can just leave a comment or whatever, something like that, just to introduce them to our server and what we're doing. And then the other one I want to do right away is understanding Discord, because a lot of people that I might be pulling in here from Facebook or other places, they've never been on Discord. They're going to be lost in here because it's not easy at first, and once you get in here and you figure it out, it's not so bad. I'm sure most people that are younger would not have any problems with Discord at all. But us older people, that might be something. So I think maybe that would be a class that we'd want to do right away. So we'll work on those things. I'm thinking March, something like that. And then of course we're going to do other classes, and we're going to be offering classes all along as we go along. I've got some really good ideas for this, so that's something that we're working on. One other thing on the outreach team that we didn't talk about yet, and I think it's something that we're going to be doing in our next few meetings, but I'll bring it up, is that we're going to be doing a follow-up program on here, which means like once a week, not more than once a week. We're going to be trying to contact some people that are on the server that aren't active and just find out what's going on with them, if they have any needs, prayer requests, if they want any information, just try to get a response from them. If you don't get a response, write it down, keep track of it. But we're going to be doing these kinds of things. Follow up is important. If somebody took the time to join the server, and if they're not a troll or a bot, spam, I mean, not a bot, a spammer or whatever, then we definitely want to reach out to them. Maybe they just, forgot or whatever, out of sight, out of mind. So we can try to reel them into some events. And that's really, where you start if you're trying to get new people to events and things like that is within your own group, obviously. So, and I don't do enough of that personally. And it's something that I'm going to be doing more of as I get help with the other things when we do more direct messaging. I've done quite a bit of direct message outreach over the years. It's very effective, and people, believe it or not, they appreciate if you do it in the right way. We don't want to bug people. We don't want to ping them every day, like an email that just keeps coming back. I know you guys get annoying emails. I do. You get annoying notifications or whatever, but I don't think we do that here. So we're pretty sensitive to that, and I like that. But I think it's all right to ping people once a month or a couple of times a month, and whatever. But make sure that if we do follow up and you're doing the follow up, and I'll be sharing that more, is to keep track of who you're reaching out to, because we don't want two people going out and contacting the same person on the same day. That might be annoying. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. All right, let me ask you, Game Warrior and Tentia, because we're doing a video here, so this will go out to anybody that's a part of our staff, even people aren't here. What any updates on anything that you're working on? Any thoughts, ideas? I'm going to give you guys a chance to share a little bit here. So whatever, go ahead and start.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead. Either way.
Okay. I was just thinking that a class isn't interactive enough. Like, people hate school in general. People just hate school.
Mm-hmm.
And a class would remind them of school, and a class in general isn't interactive enough to it's not interactive enough to really teach people about Discord. But I think something more along the lines of like an achievement kind of thing. No,
Mm-hmm.
badge system. A badge system
Mm-hmm.
would be better for this kind of thing.
Okay. How would it work? Like, if somebody's new and they just need some basic, I'm not talking about a class like what you're thinking. I'm talking about general in general, how do you do things? Like when my nephew came on here, he's pretty tech savvy, he's a gamer, whatnot. Never been on Discord in his life, and he had a lot of questions for me in Game War. So just that's what I was talking about, like maybe just answering some questions. But I'm not opposed to the badge idea or the achievement. I think that's good as well. But I think in general, if somebody's coming into Discord and they don't know how the chat rooms work, they don't know how the channels work. I mean, maybe we could just make up a FAQ, or just some, just a basic. This is how you do get around Discord. This is how you do things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then we could also do the achievement thing. I think that would be is something that we could work in. And I know we talked about that last week too, about bringing in like a rewarding system, and I think those are great ideas. So go ahead and elaborate anything more on that.
I was thinking we could have a frequently asked questions thing, of course, and then it would direct you to a channel, or I guess we could have a video that would explain things about Discord to people.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, there are already videos about that, so we could just direct them to those videos instead of making our own.
Yeah, that's true. Sure. So YouTube, that would be good. All right. Yeah. So that's anything. Game Warrior, you have any thoughts? He fell asleep.
No,
I'm
not
just
really.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
pretty good idea.
Okay.
We just got to, and then we probably got busy or whatever, but whenever we could go ahead and create that event for the server banner contest, whenever, when we have time or whatever, we gotta create a channel for it, and then I don't know how people would put their what's the word, their entries in. I guess that they could probably put it in that certain chat. I guess they could put it in, and then one per person. Well, hopefully a lot more people, but yeah, would apply or not apply, but do the contest. But yeah, whenever we could go ahead and do that.
I say I think we could do it next week. We need to make a poster for it and then announce it,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
and then I'll have you explain, the details since you seem to have a good idea on it, and we can just if you need to create a channel or whatever, we'll just do that. But let's I'll have Ruby see if she's available. She's been really wanting to help, and she's made a couple of posters already. Maybe I'll have her see if she can work on a poster for us for this. And then she can make another poster for the banner. No, I'm just kidding. But so yeah, that's a good idea. All right, well let's shoot for next week to get this rolling out, and then we can take some time, let people create an idea for a banner for Jesus Connect, the server on Discord here. What kinds of things, I guess, should we should they want to put in the server? In the banner, they want to put obviously our Jesus Connect name. Are we going to give them a logo to work with, or what are we going to do?
Um, they could be creative, like when they think of Jesus Connect, like for example, when they hear the name Jesus Connect, what do they pretty much think of? Creative wise,
Yeah.
they could, have a cross or stuff like that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's usually how we work out banners and stuff. Is we just I'll give them an idea, like sometimes I'll have a picture already that I like, and I'll just give that up, and then give them an idea. But a lot of times it depends on the individual how creative they are. A lot of times they just have their own idea and their own thoughts. Mm. What do you think, Nina? Do you like this idea of the banner contest?
Yeah, I think that sounds like an interesting idea.
We kind of did this years ago when we were on another site, and we were doing a logo for Jesus Connect. I don't even know if I still have the original logo, but it was the Jesus fish, but it was all psychedelic colors like purple, blue, yellow. It was really, really ideal. Somebody came up with the idea because we sort of already were using a Jesus fish that was a symbol back in the early Christians used it to define Christianity, so it was defined by that fish. And anyway, we used it, and then somebody came up with it, and we voted on it, and then it was like for the rest of the time, that's what we used as our logo. And I don't even know if I still have it anywhere, but so it was a lot of fun, and people really enjoyed that, and they felt like they were a part of the whole process because it was it was kind of like this, like a contest. But this was Game Warriors brainchild idea. Which is really a good idea. I like it. Oh man, I don't even know if I still have that photo. Um, it would be interesting if I was able to find it, but it would probably take me. It would take me a lot longer to find it than it would be worth. But if I do find it, I'll have to pull it up. I do have something similar. Where's it at? Oh, here it is.
I did do a banner for entry for a different server, but it was pretty much depending on votes, and that's how it works. So
See the Jesus fish?
Oh yeah.
It says Jesus Connect. It's hard to see with this. I gotta take this background off. You can't really show anything when you have a background. This doesn't really work too well. What's going on with that? Oh, I know why. All right, now you can see it. See, it looks like that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Jesus fish. That is something that it was basically like that, except it was obviously different. But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. Anyway, yeah. So we can maybe do this next week, and then we can start it next week.
How long do you want to make it last? Like a week or two, or 3 weeks, or?
No, not 3 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. We can
Okay.
maybe a week, and we'll see where people are at. If anybody's making anything or has any ideas, we should probably give a deadline and then say, okay, by this date, have it in. Yeah, let's just give it a deadline. We'll figure it out. I would say no longer than maybe a week and a half. So for future projects, we started a game site, which kind of Christmas came along and it kind of took up all of our time. And now we've been kind of coming into the new year a little bit slowly. But it's something down in my mind that we need to do that I think would be great. And I'm thinking maybe in the spring we can start looking at getting into maybe doing more games and stuff like that. And then we always want to make sure that we're keeping up with things that we could do to generate chat, entertainment, bring more people onto the server, like talent shows, things like that. So all karaoke, all these things that we keep talking about that we haven't done yet, because I got to get better organized here. But yeah, anybody has an idea or you feel like something would be fun or something good for us to do, make sure you let us know, and we'll definitely bring every idea to the table. And if it's something that we want to do, we can definitely see it happen. So the wheels are slowly turning. We're moving in a good direction. So anybody keeping up on new people that are coming in? Are we doing the best we can to introduce ourselves? I know I'm not doing the best I can. I need to do better. Usually I get around to it. I don't always get there the same time somebody is, but I see that we had somebody join today, and somebody welcomed them, so that was good. We always want to make sure we're welcoming new people. That's important. I always try to read in the introduce yourself. If somebody's written something, to try to comment on it. Obviously, our prayer request channel is still probably our most used besides the general. We get a lot of prayer requests, or some, and I try to get on there and answer them. And of course, we do pray for those things. It's not something that we just do. It's an actual live thing that we're doing. but yeah, there's a lot of people joining. I don't know if they're, like I said, I don't know if they're genuine or whatever. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, let's do the best we can. Trying to make new. I know you guys do. Um, it seems like if we do get chat going, we seem to get a few people right away that interact. So that's good. If we can keep that going, we'll be well on our way to continuing to grow. Obviously, been doing this a long time, a lot of years. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. Um, I'm always open to ideas. I'm always open to new things. I'm always open to kind of toying with what we can do to make things better. And I think we have a lot of good ideas here, and I think we can make it better, but it's just going to take time. And we keep saying that, but it's true. Things sometimes they don't happen overnight, but if we keep it up, we will see more people, and I think we're going to see more people. The outreach team is the key, though. That's why I'm trying to really get that going, and we do have people interested. So let's continue to pray for all these things, and hopefully we can see more growth, especially coming into the spring. I'll be glad when winter's over. I know you probably will too. I'm tired of cold weather.
Uh,
You like winter?
yes.
Oh wow, you're one of the few, the chosen, frozen. I used to like winter years ago when I had sled dogs. I used to have 5 or 6 Siberian Huskies. I used to run them.
They're,
Huh?
they're awesome.
Oh yeah. Yep. I used to run. I had a makeshift sled. Used to do what they called mushing, which was fun. I trained them on a bike. It was really funny. I had 2 dogs at a time. That was probably the craziest thing I ever did, because at one point, I would never go near a highway, but just like in my neighborhood, we had all paved streets, and I was be flying down there. And one time, I just had one of my dogs just decided he wasn't going to go left, and he went right, and the other dog went left, and it went "Eek," and I just crashed and flipped over the bike, and I don't think I did it too much after that. But yeah, it was fun. But now that I don't have dogs anymore like that, and I just don't like the cold. I don't mind the snow. The cold weather, like 5 degrees and below. I want some warm sunshine. But anyway, that's how I feel about it. All right. Well, I guess that's it for now. I don't really have any other agenda other than these things that we've already talked about. So, unless anybody has another thought, I guess we'll be getting back together Thursday night. Um, so, we'll start working on some of these other things. And I think this banner contest is going to be a good one. And I think we'll just see what happens with that. I'll let you guys know when we're going to do a contest or a poll. I'm still looking at the best way to do polls and contests and things like that. We're kicking around different ideas. I haven't seen anything in Discord that is really catching my attention as far as like a bot. We do have a bot that we're thinking about putting in the voice chats that records the room. It's called Craig, and it's got over 100,000 downloads on Discord. So
What is it?
it's called Craig.
What does it do?
It records the voice channels. So it's a
we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
why?
it's not legal to do it without people knowing about it, or at least it goes against Discord's terms of service.
That's only if
If they
somebody.
don't know about it.
That's only if they're on mic. So if I'm doing a live sermon, it's just me talking. I can record it all I want. If somebody
Yeah,
comes
I know
on, I'm just say, hey, just let you know I'll just let everybody know ahead of time I'm recording. So if you don't want to be on mic, that's all I got to do. I mean, there's nothing anybody can do.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, and there's that. I don't even know how accurate that really is now, because in the public forum now there's different rules and laws in different states and things. I don't even know how all that works out, but I mean, as far as what we're doing, it's not going to be a problem. I've been doing this forever. I've never had anybody say anything, and I guess if somebody wanted to be a troll about it, they could, but I haven't had any problems. But uh, because I record anyway, I have a screen recorder, and if somebody doesn't want to be on recording, I did have one girl one time years ago, and I was playing back a video that I'd recorded, and she was on it for like 2 seconds. And she was like, I don't want to be on the recording. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, I have editing software. I'll edit you out of the video. She's like, oh, okay, that'll be fine then. So I just edited her out. But that was video. This is just audio. So I don't know how that would play out. But anyway, so yeah, we're looking at that and some other things. So, all right, well, I guess we'll see everybody Thursday. Have a good rest of the night. Thanks for coming to the meeting. And we shall.
Does anyone have any feedback about anything that we said? No? Okay.
Okay. All righty. Well, then we shall see everybody Thursday. Have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you later. All right. Bye now.